Hello and welcome to the winners for this week's VFL action and the last round of matches before the finals. In a dream finish to the home and away season, 4 of the finalists had clinched a place in the September action, but 4 others had a chance of sneaking into the 5, depending on results in the last round. Hawthorn, the Sydney Swans and Carlton were confirmed in the top 3 places, and Essendon were sure to play in next week's elimination final. Fitzroy would qualify if they beat the Swans, but if the Lions faltered, they had Collingwood, Footscray and North Melbourne ready to pounce. In the program this week, Collingwood against St Kilda and some anxious moments for the Magpies full forward Brian Taylor, as he needs just 2 goals to be the first of 100 for the season. Fitzroy against the Swans, and just 12 minutes into the game, one of the favourites for the Brownlow medal, Greg Williams, is reported for striking. And minor premiers Hawthorn against Footscray, and John Platten again pays the penalty for his long hair by losing some to a Footscray hand. We speak to Brian Taylor, the skillful sharpshooter who has improved his game and his discipline under Lee Matthews' coaching, and Fitzroy coach David Parkin, who can go back to premierships with Hawthorn and Carlton but rates the Lions in the top category. In the game at VFL Park, Collingwood had to beat the bottom team St Kilda and hope that Fitzroy lost to the Swans to cap a rags-to-riches rise to the finals under the coaching of Lee Matthews, who took over from Bob Rose 3 matches into the season. Well, Collingwood were in 6th place after just 1 win in the last 4 games, had seen them drop from 4th. Brian Taylor brought up his 99th goal for the season at the 21-minute mark of the first quarter. And as so often happens, the Saints were making a real game of it. At half-time, Collingwood led by just 3 points, and Taylor still needs 1 for his century as we join Clark Hansen and Doug Hayward midway through the 3rd quarter.
There's the bounce again. Jones doing well in the ruck department. Dacos, Smith, McEwen, nearly the one-hander. There's going to be a free kick. It'll be going to McEwen. So that was rather crude then by Brendan Littler, I thought, but still. McEwen decides to go for the hand pass to Dacos. It wasn't a very good one. And that's not a good hand pass back to McEwen, but Collingwood may come out of it. They do. McEwen back to Dacos. Dacos 50 metres out from goal. Frawley in front of Taylor. Couldn't quite get it. Collins, he's got to beat a couple of Collingwood players. He's showing plenty of tenacity. As a whistle. And there's going to be a bounce right in front of the Collingwood goal, but well played, John Collins.
Yes, he certainly took them on. He had tons of opposition, 2-1 against him, and did it very well. David Cloak beaten by Jones. Temay out to the boundary line. Collins again fighting for it, takes it over with him. And Adams, the young man with the long hair behind him, who's kicked a couple of goals already.
Cloak and Jones. Collins can't get it. Well done by Littler. Across to Cunningham. Oh, Cunningham's going for a big long run. This is scintillating stuff out of defence. That's Daryl Cunningham. Kicks up to the Burns direction. Burns now the chance as his opponent Kerrison falls over. Steers a beautiful pass into Lockett. Magnificent play. Oh, that was beautiful football, and it all started with number 26 of St Kilda, Daryl Cunningham, coming out of defence. But the ball now is with Lockett. Be about 40 metres out from goal on an angle. But if he's a full forward, he should get it, and he does. A lot of potential as a full forward. Perhaps hasn't realised it yet, and that's his first goal. And St Kilda now trailing by 3 points.
And Wow Jones coming in to take on Fellows. Even Stephen that time. Kicked off the ground very strongly by St Kilda. Opportunity for Elphingston, overruns it, follows on, goes to the ground, hits it out towards Jeff Cunningham. Jeff Cunningham fumbles too, Collins with it. Collins then kicks it back towards the boundary line, and too close to the boundary line for him. It was out of bounds on the full, and the free kick will go to Collingwood.
That's Bradbury. Suffered concussion some weeks ago, now wears the headgear. Jones, he fisted the ball away from Williams. Jeff Cunningham, hand pass out to Narkle, not a very good one. Oh, Narkle's got it. How did he get that? Hodges. Hand pass across to Evans, and Evans can shoot for goal and put St Kilda in front. And they are in front. A good goal then to young Tony Evans.
Good bounce this time. Fellows wins it. Tony Shaw look out, cleverly over the back towards Williams. Not so clever. Picked up by Collins. Been a good contester and a good kick in the direction of Jeff Cunningham. If he gets a good bounce, looks to hook it back and hooks it back for Keel. With him is Turner. Turner deep beats two of them and cleverly out wide to Lockman. Lockman on to Kerrison. Out to Wes Fellows. He's about centre-half back. On it goes to Greg Smith. Smith then kicks a short one looking for Barham. Barham can't take it, and the chance for Gamble. Gamble does it well. Gave the chance to Nixon. Nixon's kicked a bad one straight to Mullane. Mullane will boot the Woods into attack again with a long one looking for Cloak. Cloak will win it. Should have held it. Gamble takes it away from him. Hodges helps and so does Nixon. A lot of trouble there. Here's Tony Shaw. Tackled. Out to Cloak. Cloak downfield and Taylor. Once again, free kick against Frawley. And this one he won't miss, I feel. And the excitement reaches fever pitch. That's for the Collingwood fans, the cheer squad, and they're crowding onto the ground already. Oh, here it comes. The pressure must be quite intense for his 100th goal. At 24 years of age, Brian Taylor, originally from Mandurah, West Australia, he's done it. And they swarm onto the ground. Look out. Well, I don't know whether there's any St Kilda fans here at all, but there's a scene that I guess is typical of Collingwood. And Mark Williams and David Cloak are in the middle of that to try and protect him. He's kicked 336 goals since commencing with Richmond in 1980. Kicked 100 goals for the Richmond Reserves in 1980. And it was no surprise to Richmond players that he's done so well when he was cleared to Collingwood from Richmond. I remember Dale Wakeman saying, with that great big frame and that big posterior and a lot of ability, once he gets in front, he's an outstanding player, and that's what he's done for the season. There's the initials, Brian Taylor from Mandurah. He never played in West Australia. He's one of the many, like Neil Barham. And I think Matthews is taking him off for just a few moments. That's interesting. Well, if I was BT, I wouldn't want to be going off, but there he is.
And Taylor stayed off. Now midway through the third quarter, and Collingwood have slipped to a 15-point lead.
Barker nicely done out to Hodges. Hodges in trouble as he tries to find a hand pass. Kerrison well tackled by Hodges. High in the air it goes and doesn't cover 10 yards. Down it comes and well done this time, Kerrison. In a flash, it's out to Handley, on to Smith, and Smith down towards Taylor, and Taylor must take a free. Cloak, I should say, should have taken a free, and is eventually picked up by Evans, and Evans can go for a run. He can go further. Short passes downfield to Gamble, to Littler.
Little the hand pass to Evans, which was silly play. It'll come off. Keel tries to go through, dispossessed. Williams in the middle. Cloak leads, under pressure from Gamble, but once again, the body in front. And Cloak's the winner as the ball drops onto his chest. Cloak was at the fall of the ball then. Judged that beautifully and gave Gamble no chance. That's his 6th mark. And this will be his 11th kick. 50 metres out from goal, runs in now. Gee, it's a funny kicking style. Hasn't been all that accurate. And still, that inaccuracy keeps up for David Cloak. I've got him down for 4 behinds.
I was going to say, hasn't been all that accurate. It was being very kind to him. He has just kicked 4 behinds. Had one push through that wasn't straight. Having now as his kicked out wide. David Grant has hardly taken a mark today, which is not like David. He's a sensational mark, this young fellow. It's eventually Gafer who struggles it over the line. It'll be thrown in, half-forward flank. Collingwood in attack, got the breeze, so it's not all over yet.
Or Jones, nice tap down. St Kilda can't capitalise. Hodges. Darryl Cunningham. Oh, stacks on the mill. Peter Cameron, the umpire, comes in and has a good look. Hey, what's going on? He's like the schoolmaster.
Thought he's going to tackle him, yeah. Hodges has battled superbly, but his hand passing has really been bad. He's not been able to get it out in the clear at all in this third term. Big leap by Shane Morwood. Evans gets it, downed, and Darryl Cunningham says, I didn't do that, what's the trouble? And underneath him is Grant as well, but the free kick is going to Adams. Kicked 2 goals in the first quarter. Hasn't done a great deal since. This is only his 7th kick for the match. As Captain Williams comes up and gives him some friendly and senior advice. There's Peter Cameron, a great talker. Well, he shouldn't miss this one. It's been quiet for him, but if he notches 3 goals, he's certainly made a good contribution to the side. And he has notched 3 goals straight through the centre. And Collingwood at 10-10-70 are looking a lot more comfortable now as St Kilda are 7-6-48.
Collingwood leading by 22 points. Fellows, Shaw, Smith. Away we go again. Cunningham and Adams. Barham reading the ball beautifully. Shoots for goal, but no, offline well and truly. Through for a behind. Difference now 23 points. As the wind's blowing up and blowing towards the end to which Collingwood's kicking. Gamble kicks the ball to himself, but he did it before the umpire completed the waving of the flag, so he's got to go back. He's going to do it again, just to prove... No. Now, what's that? Now, what would that be for?
I don't know.
Oh, he hasn't done it properly. He can't touch the ball on his boot. He's got to kick it to him, and what Gamble was doing was just touching the ball with his boot, and not kicking it.
Yeah, correct. It's got to be very clearly foot to ball and put into motion so you mark your own kick, and it's punched through that time by Tomei. He only had 2 tries at it, so he'll know the next time, I guess. And Nixon says, I think I'll do it this time. Played some splendid football in the last 5 or 6 weeks as Ricky Nixon. Kicks it out wide. Great leap Morwood. In front nicely Gamble. Falls to the ground, tackled by Cloak. Well picked up Lockett back there in the half-back flank. David, down goes Littler. And he's ridden into the ground, I thought, but the umpire says no. He held it too long, and the free kick goes to Handley.
Handley, right half-forward flank. A high ball for Cloak. He'll come in from behind. Oh, but it came off a fist and through for yet another behind.
A bitterly cold wind now at the 21-minute mark in the 3rd term with Collingwood 10-13 to St Kilda 7-6. At fullback Nixon, not sure where there's a lead coming. Elphinstone gives a long wide one, but it was far too far away for Nixon to make the distance. And eventually it's Kerrison who forces it over in front of his teammate, of his competitor Evans.
So I think we may get rain at any moment. Big black clouds overhead, so Collingwood have the lead. If the rain comes, it'll make the job harder for St Kilda. Darryl Cunningham goes over the top of Ingold into Lockman, who does it beautifully. Oh! But a nice smother there by Evans. And there'll be another throw in. About 55 metres out from the goal, the Collingwood goal. And look at those clouds developing over there. Ooh, that's full of rain.
Black and icy, isn't it? It's really bitterly cold here at the moment, too. It's suddenly come on as Morwood gets it nicely to Dacos. Dacos very high down towards the full forward zone. Cloak up goes. Down it comes to the ground. Lost by Lockett. Burns gets it taken away by Kerrison. Back to Cloak. Cloak cleverly out to Adams. Adams only covers a few metres. Cunningham kicks it out wide, and Kerrison will kick another goal. 2 for the quarter. And 2 important goals for Collingwood. They're now 11-13. St Kilda 7-6. 79-48.
Collingwood leading by 31 points. So we're approaching 3/4 time. Away they go again. Seem to have got their act together now. That was Handley going through. We've got it down to Morwood. Onto Adams. Back to Handley. And can Handley kick his 3rd goal? He can. Oh, Collingwood well and truly on top. And nice play then by Handley to cap off that forward move.
After a pretty even first half where Collingwood led by just 3 points, the Magpies kicked 7-5 to 1-1 in that 3rd quarter and further outscored the Saints into the breeze in the last quarter to win it by 52 points. For Collingwood, Adams got 4 goals and Barham and Handley each kicked 3, and for St Kilda, Lockett kicked 5 and Narkle kicked 2. Well, the Magpies had completed their end of the bargain and finished the season with 11 wins and 11 losses. And Brian Taylor got his 100 goals and then left the ground and didn't reappear because of an injury suffered in the first quarter. But when he went for the ton, it was like Peter Hudson when he had a similar kick for the record in the 70s. Here's BT with Clark Hansen.
Now to your day, you kicked the 99th goal, and then you went for your 100, and I reckon that must have been the worst kick I've ever seen Brian Taylor attempt. What happened?
Oh, it's a shocking kick, actually. I think I was in two minds of whether, first of all, what to do with the ball and how to kick it, and second of all, was my injury going to affect my approach? And so I really didn't. I was in two minds and really didn't know what to do at the time, and obviously wasn't concentrating on the correct things to do.
Well, when you finally got that century and the crowd ran out, what were your feelings? Because it looked pretty frightening.
Oh yeah, I was more concerned for the kids and that were in the stampede, and you know, could have quite easily any one of them kids been injured, and so I was more concerned for them than myself.
What were your thoughts when you got the free kick?
Oh well, I thought I deserved it. I thought, well, you know, it's a chance, 20 yards out dead in front, and this will take a lot of pressure off the whole team.
Now, you went off immediately, you got the century. Now, that was due to an injury that you mentioned before.
Yeah, well, I was really of no benefit to the team. I wasn't able to run or run properly. I was able to jog a little, but not run the way the coach wanted, so that was the reason I had to come off.
Collingwood full forward Brian Taylor, congratulations on 100 exactly for the season. Well, the match of the day at Victoria.